All right, how's everybody doing? It's about a quarter after 11 a.m. on Tuesday, July 8th. I was kind of doom scrolling last night on TikTok, and a video popped up from someone who follows me. I since followed them back, and it was something along the lines of, you know, I can't remember the exact phrasing. It's like you can tell a lot about a person by who they get their news from on TikTok. And this person said, I'm a hawk person. And then said something else. So I was like, oh. And this video had gotten some traction, and it had, I don't know, 12 or 1,300 comments. So I dove into the comments. That was a fun ride. But I'm going to clarify something in a minute. But the majority of comments were very complimentary, made me feel good. I did receive what I consider to be some constructive criticism from some of the folks in the comments. I think most notably, apparently, I speak too slowly and I take too long to get to the point. Noted. Maybe we'll work on that. Maybe we'll work on that. And then, there were some haters. Not many. There were some haters in there just typing some absolutely horrific things about me. People who don't follow me, people who don't watch my content, people who have never engaged with anything on my page whatsoever, ever. I think one person left a comment about how much I hate black women, which was cool. That was fun to read. And how I'm problematic. Just, again, somebody who has clearly not watched a single video on my page. But whatever. What I wanted to clarify, which several people pointed out in the comments, is that I am not a news source. I am not a journalist. I am not a reporter. I've never worked for a news agency. I have absolutely no training in the field of journalism whatsoever. I do not do any original reporting. Okay, what do I do? I offer analysis and opinion, largely based on my experience as a trial attorney for almost 27 years and having been a politics and news junkie ever since I was a little kid. Opinions are not objective. I do not claim to be objective about anything that I talk about on my page. I have very strong opinions about a lot of things. And most of what I do is opinion based. And I choose to talk about a lot of different stories, a lot of different things in the news. The things that I choose to talk about are based on my opinions. I'm not a journalist. I am not an objective news source, nor have I ever claimed to be. And it's like I like to hype up other people's pages, including the pages of black women on my page. But a lot of times it's like I subscribe to a lot of different news sites and commentary sites. And so a lot of times if I read an interesting article, like one of JVL's daily triad newsletters from the Bullwork, or something from Tom Nichols on the Atlantic, I will make a 10 or 15 minute long video going through an article that I think is interesting because I think it's interesting. And then I'll tell people, you should go subscribe to the Bullwork, or you should go subscribe to the Atlantic, or Talking Points Memo, or Wired, or any of these other sites that I subscribe to. And so it's like, but I offer my opinions, my analysis, my insights when I do those kinds of things, just based on who I am. Again, not news, not journalism, not reporting. I am not a news source. But, you know, I did appreciate reading through all the comments on that video. I will try to see if I can speak at a slightly faster pace. But a lot of times it's like when I turn on the camera and hit record, it's like I'm not working from a script, you know, and with the ADHD and all of that shit, you know, my mind kind of wanders sometimes. And that's, I mean, I think probably the number one piece of feedback that I've gotten from people who have followed me for any period of time is that they appreciate that I'm me. You know, they appreciate that I'm authentically me when I'm recording a video. It's like I'm not putting on a facade of any kind. I'm not playing a part. I'm not trying to be something other than who I am in my everyday life when I record videos. So, you know, if you're looking for like actual news sites or news creators on this app, like Mr. Global, V from Under the Desk News, there's so many people. I like the Midas Touch guys. You know, that's their thing, you know? I'm opinions and analysis, and that's not news and that's not journalism or reporting. It's just commentary. But, you know, I really appreciated reading all of the complimentary comments in there. And it was amusing to me to read the ones that were driven just by pure fucking hatred. I mean, because if you get any kind of a following at all on social media, there are going to be people. There are going to be a number of people who, for whatever reason, just absolutely fucking hate you. And it's got nothing to do with you. It has to do with people out there in the world whose lives are dissatisfactory to them in one or many different ways. They are people who are absolutely miserable in their own real world daily existences. I mean, I learned a couple of years ago that you have to develop a pretty thick skin if you're going to do what I do online and have the kind of following that I am blessed to have on this app and on YouTube. There are going to be people who just fixate on you for whatever reason, and they will spend an inordinate amount of time hating every single thing about you and making sure that everyone they know knows that they hate you. Whether they have to invent narratives about you, whether they have to take some little snippet of something that happened 2, 3, 4 years ago and twist that into, oh, Hawk is a Nazi. It's, huh? What? It's just part of the gig, man. It's just part of the gig. But, you know, I did appreciate all the compliments, and some people said some funny things as well. So it was fun to read that and just kind of laugh before I went to bed last night. But, you know, I'm not a news source. I am commentary, opinion, analysis. I am not a journalist. I am not a reporter. So I don't think I've said that stuff explicitly lately, but I just wanted to, you know, clear that up. All right. Have a great